Methane kitchens in Siberia's permafrost form mounds that can erupt and create giant craters. A buildup of methane and other fluids in open and closed systems in the permafrost could explain why strange icy mounds sometimes erupt to form giant craters, researchers say. And this is an image of the Yamal crater on the Yamal Peninsula, one of the 8 so-called giant escaped craters in Siberia. Mysterious frost mounds dotted across Siberia sometimes burst to form giant craters, and now scientists have taken a step closer to discovering what makes these strange humps pop. Frost mounds are areas of the permafrost that bulge as fluids accumulate beneath the surface, and according to ongoing research at the Siberian branch of the Russian Academy of Sciences, SBRAS, 2 distinct systems can lead to this bulging, open and closed. In an open system, water and gas pooling beneath the permafrost move around and leak to the surface through cracks. But in a closed system, the water and gas are trapped in a pocket that inflates, putting increased pressure on the permafrost. The open system is similar to an idea researchers put forward earlier this year in a preprint review published January 12 to the Earth ARXIV database. The scientists argued that natural gas moving between the bedrock and overlying permafrost leads to melting from below. And this melting creates pockets in the permafrost where the fluids can accumulate, but these are not completely sealed off from the gas beneath or from the surface. The pockets grow as more gas flows into them, leading to more melting and a rise in pressure, which causes the ground to swell. The gas is mostly thermogenic methane, which likely forms continuously as a byproduct when organic matter heats up. We call it a kitchen down there because it's kind of like cooking and it's creating gas. Helge Yang, professor of environmental geoscience at University of Oslo, Norway, said, in a closed system, gas and water come from deep within the bedrock. The fluids rise and form a pocket inside the permafrost, which is surrounded by frozen rocks on all sides, according to SBARS researcher, and therefore does not leak out. Despite this distinction between open and closed systems, there's nothing to stop one from morphing into another as the permafrost evolves. Yang said, an open system may even need to become closed before it can form a crater, he said. Scientists still are not sure exactly how gas accumulates to form frost mounds, but they know the mounds can rupture spontaneously and open up huge holes in the permafrost. The Yamal crater, measuring about 65 feet wide and 165 feet deep, is one example. A helicopter pilot spotted the crater 26 miles from the Bovanenkovo gas field in Russian northern Yamal Peninsula in 2014. Since then, scientists have documented 7 more of these giant craters across Yamal and neighboring Gidan peninsulas. Researchers with SBARS said frost mounds explode to form the craters, but Yang disagrees. Explosions require a source of ignition, such as high heat or electricity, but it's very hard to ignite the gas at sub-zero, he said. It's more like an eruption than an explosion. It's possible open systems could create the pressure necessary for an eruption, but that would require very low gas flow rates out of the system, Yang said. Closed systems are more likely to trigger eruptions as they have a bigger buildup of pressure right away, he said. Both systems may have a heightened risk of eruption as temperatures rise and thaw the permafrost, Yang said. Climate change is weakening the surface through thawing from the top, he said. At some point, the permafrost becomes so thin it cannot withstand the pressure from pockets of gas below, which could spark eruptions. Sudden gas eruptions pose a risk to people that live in the Yamal and Gidan peninsulas and to infrastructure like gas pipelines. Another big concern, Yang said, is that if the permafrost is a lid for all of this massive amount of methane, then these craters might also, in the future, be pathways for more methane leakages, and that could trigger even more warming, he said. This is by Satchapar Life Science. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.